Sometimes the smartest guy in the room is also the one who couldn't care less. Shikamaru wasn't chasing fame. He wasn't trying to be a hero. All he ever wanted was a quiet, simple life. But when everything was on the line, when the odds were stacked against him, he did something nobody expected. He turned his so-called laziness into his deadliest weapon. And maybe, just maybe, the thing you've been running from is actually the one thing that could set you apart. We've all felt it. That pressure, the weight of expectations, the constant demand to be productive, to always be grinding. But what if working harder isn't the answer? What if the real power is knowing when to move and when to wait? Shikamaru never cared about pushing himself to the limit. He chose to work smarter, and in the end, that's what changed everything. Growing up, Shikamaru never cared about being great. He didn't chase power. He wasn't after glory. Recognition meant nothing to him. All he wanted was a simple, quiet life. Cloud watching, a few rounds of shogi, and long, peaceful naps. But life doesn't care about what you want. When war came, and his friends depended on him, he couldn't stay in the shadows, and here's the thing, he didn't become someone else. He leaned into who he truly was. He observed the battlefield, studied every detail, and turned hopeless situations into victories. He didn't fight with brute strength. He fought with strategy. And because of that, he became one of Konoha's greatest tacticians. We've been told laziness is a flaw, a weakness, something to be ashamed of. But maybe it's not laziness at all. Maybe it's just untapped intelligence, like Shikamaru. Maybe we don't need to grind harder. Maybe what we really need is to learn how to move smarter. In a world obsessed with hustle culture, we're constantly told to work harder, move faster, and never slow down. Success, they say, belongs to those who never rest. But brilliance, real brilliance, doesn't come from constant motion. It comes from clarity, from patience, from knowing when to act and when to wait. If you're always running, you miss the details. You miss the hidden patterns, the quiet opportunities. And sometimes it's the one who steps back, takes a breath, and truly observes, who sees the path no one else could. Like Shikamaru, we don't always have to push harder. Sometimes the smartest move is to move smarter, because in the end, strategy beats strength. Maybe you've been seeing yourself all wrong. Maybe that hesitation to push harder isn't laziness at all. Maybe it's a hidden strength, waiting to be used. And now, it's time to unlock it. Shikamaru didn't change who he was. He didn't force himself to be someone else. Instead, he took what made him different, his intelligence, his calm, and turned it into his greatest strength. You don't have to fit the mold either. You don't have to push yourself to be like everyone else. If you're wired differently, if you think differently, that's your advantage. Use it. Analyze the situation. Plan your moves carefully. Play smarter, not harder. Because sometimes it's not about working harder, but working smarter that makes all the difference. And when you learn to embrace your unique way, you'll find your own path to success. Strength isn't always loud or flashy. Sometimes the quiet mind, the calm thinker, wins the hardest battles. You have a choice. Keep pushing until you're drained, or work smarter and become unstoppable. The real power? It's knowing which to choose. If this video spoke to you, hit that like button. Know someone who needs to hear this? Share it with them. And if you want more stories that change the way you see the world, subscribe now. There's plenty more coming your way.